And I look at him, I'm like, wow, he's got like this jazzy jumper.
Many dogs, Jinx. A man over here in the shadows that is just like hunched up. I actually feel like I'm in it sometimes. It looks like a cupcake, doesn't it? Yes, I look like a cupcake.
I know it was like painted in 1912. The type of painting it is an oil painting on a canvas. It's painted by George Bellows, and it's now in the National Art Gallery.
I can see a big ship, and I see a bunch of men who are waiting eagerly for their jobs. I think usually a captain comes off the big ship at the docks, and like all these workers are waiting in the morning to see if they get chosen to like do the stacking and things.
When like the big old cargo ships come back, they might have like tea and coffee and sugar and rice and all that stuff. They would have to like go on the boat, bring it all down, then just do it over and over and over again.
They might have paid a bit of money, but not like they won't be paid loads and loads of money.
Because if they were rich, they wouldn't be like there. They'd be at their home, probably getting warm, and they'd have big fur coats.
Some of the men have their hands in their pockets, and they're all wearing hats. I think it would also be quite like very cold place to be at that time.
Yeah, really cold.
And it kind of strikes me as kind of like sad, and I feel sorry for them. They have to come here every day in the freezing cold, wait around for a ship.
Sad, miserable, gloomy. Exactly. You just said the magic words. I think some of them might have come from like Italy or somewhere in Europe, because that country might have been really, really poor. So they wanted to come to New York to like find a job. I think it would be hard to leave another country because you've lived there so long that you might have got used to it and you just don't want to leave all your memories there. I think the person in the corner, the man over here in the shadows, that is just like hunched up and
he didn't get chosen. So like if I was sad, I might go up and punch up.
We thought he was going to rob something or something like that. But then I came up with an idea. If you look at him, he looks like he's like Michael skin, and all the other dudes, they're like different. They're white, and then he's black. They were making fun of him because of his skin color.
It looks quite rustic when you look at it. It looks like you can see the resemblance of stuff, but then it kind of like takes the looker to interpret what those details are.
You can see the faces and what's on the faces, but you can't really, they're not painted like you would paint a photograph. You can see like a man with his nose, it's attached to his eyebrow, like from here down near his nose and then up again. I wonder how you'd even painted these faces with tiny brushes.
I've just noticed, if you look close enough, see, it's like a raft kind of. Just a little man.
You can see it looks like an orange with eyes.
Where?
Oh yeah, I can kind of see it. It's like a little orange thingy. I think it's a person.
He's not a man. He's a dot.
It's a dot in the horizon.
The thing that strikes me is the guy in that blue jumper. He's like, boom, he's like this like vibrant jumper when everyone else is wearing grey. And I look at him, I'm like, wow, he's got like this jazzy jumper.
And what I also like is how you put loads of light blue on the funnel and on that man's shirt. The colours in the snow are like a light blue, and he added some like white and mixed it together.
Sometimes you can see a little bit of like dark blue and light blue. I think that might be like cracks in the ice.
Ever since I looked at this closely, I've noticed this big wave here.
It's like a big pile of snow.
Yeah, it's like a big pile of snow, and then the rest of it is just
Like that.
flat,
But then it goes.
like a hill.
I actually feel like I'm in it sometimes, because if I look at it sometimes, I feel like I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna see like all the boats and the men.
I think I would smell the smoke coming from the big chimneys of the boats. I could hear the sounds of the men shouting and talking.
If I was in this painting, I would feel the merge slush between everyone's feet. I might also hear the honk of the ship.
I could hear the hooves of the horses when they're walking. I can see a horse which is all white. One of them has like a white furry mane, another one has a long black mane.
Probably what I could feel if I touched the horse, I could feel its fur, but I could probably smell horse poop.
And there's a man with a whip standing next to them that might make them go faster.
I think the work would be really stressful and tiring for the horse because the horses have feelings as well, and they could get hurt by carrying like heavy things.
It kind of looks like a very old version of London where everything isn't as nice. There's just like people are crammed in.
I thought it was in California at first.
Looks like New York.
There's that bridge, isn't there, where it's shaped like that, and then there's like these big ropes that hold a big bridge up. And
Yeah,
maybe that's
and the ropes are there. The ropes are actually there.
Yeah, that's one. I think that might be that bridge. Brooklyn Bridge, yeah.
How would they have enough bricks in the olden days to build that?
When I first saw it, I liked it when I looked at the background with the buildings in it, because you can see the windows. And I think you can see some people, I'm not sure.
I've always imagined it as this big place where skyscrapers. And like the biggest one, I think it might be like an office building.
I think there's a big difference between their office and the men's work because they get to they at least be protected in the building, so if it rains they won't get cold, and that too they'll get more money than the men.
There's
If
like
you
a
look in
point.
the cloud, there's another tower and there's a little point of it, and it's very. I think it might be for the posh people
or something. And then
like the president or the king.
I can see like a big building there, and at the top it looks like the top of a cupcake. Yes, it looks like a cupcake.
It shows the difference between how rich Manhattan is and how poor Brooklyn is.
George Bellows is a good painter, isn't he?
I think he kind of did it for like awareness of like rich people, then they can have a look of how poor people suffer.
I think he would have been really proud of this painting because it was so good that it got to be put up in the National Art Gallery.
Everyone's got to be proud of that art.